What's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler. And it is Tuesday, part 2. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Hope everybody wasn't, in their rooms crying all weekend over the whole Roe v. Wade thing or something else that might be triggering. So warning. This episode is full of triggers. If you get offended easily, bye.
You should know that from the outset. Okay, so actually, there are going to be a couple of things. Hold on.
You got to lift up that heavy camera there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got a couple of things to get into. Of course, our government takes no responsibilities for its own actions in Canada and in the U.S. But you know what? We're Canadian, so we're talking about in Canada. So we're going to talk about that is Chrystia Freeland. And the type of the lack of responsibility, any type of actual. It's so unbelievable. We'll get into it. And why is gas costing you so much?
So you said that is, and it I think literally hurt my brain. It just, the words together, just like, what? You broke me.
Good. All right. So we'll talk about that a little bit and why the government is absolutely lying to you about it. 100% is lying. Lying. Not did they get the information wrong? Are they unsure? No, lying. At what point does, when someone is giving wrong information, withholding information that would actually influence decisions, at what point they didn't make a mistake? It's intentional. It's a lie. They're lying. So we're going to talk about that. With regards to Nova Scotia, some information is coming out. So for anyone that doesn't remember, I'm sure you do remember, but it's it was kind of buried in COVID. So Nova Scotia, there was a mass shooting, which triggered. No, sorry, not. I didn't. Wait, you know what? Fuck it. Which triggered the government to create more gun laws, ban more guns, restrict lawful access to guns. And how the government intentionally lied again. Huh. It's almost like there's a theme going on here.
Government lying?
Mm-hmm.
I am shocked and appalled.
Never. So we're going to talk about that and how the government and the media, you could see in real time how the media purposely misleads, purposely ignores information, purposely doesn't actually speak truth to power, but actually is complicit in it. You know, there's the meme of, it used to be like government was on the stage and then there was the media and then like the population was behind them. So how it used to be is it was the media that had the megaphone blowing it at the government. And they said like 2020 or 2022, whatever, they now reversed how the media is. So it's the government is up top and the media, and they have the megaphone blowing down towards the citizens. It's that's how, but you will see it in real time. I would encourage you. It's an hour. If you want to waste an hour of your life, I won't watch it. You'll hate yourself as much as I hate myself.
Who doesn't want to waste an hour?
And then, of course, let's get into this. So, of course, we're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. We're on Spotify. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us your opinions. I want to hear your opinions. I was actually talking with a lot of people yesterday about this. And a lot of the information I think that people are getting is wrong.
No.
So, but if you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. Subscribe to us on Rumble. If you're on Spotify, leave us a review. Of course, share this with your friends. Let them know. So, okay, so let's just. Oh, I guess I should say also we're here Monday to Friday, 7 days a week, 365 7 days a year.
Oh my
So
God.
come and take a listen. Come enjoy.
And-
We're here for you. 7 a.m. on Thursdays. We're here.
And
So
we
let's
also have a campaign going on too. Before we get any further.
right. Okay. So yeah, for this month we have we started a campaign and it's called Cursing for a Cause. So every time we swear, $1 will go to a charity in Canada fighting for things that we believe in, that we want to support and uphold. So for every $1 that we swear, $1 will go to a charity in Canada. So okay, so let's get into this first one. So I think this really needs no introduction. Everyone has been blaming it's Putin. Putin is the reason why gas prices are so high. It's Putin's fault that fuel prices or that food prices are so high. It's Putin's fault that the sun sets so late in the day. It's Putin's fault that your shoes don't fit the way they used to when you get them out of the box. It's Putin's fault that you're a little bit fatter.
I knew it. I knew it wasn't my fault. That son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm. It's not your fault. It's Putin's fault that
I knew it.
the sky is blue. The sky is blue. All right, so let's just play this. So this was during question period, and let's just play this video. So it is from a minute to a minute 8. Yeah, kick it. Keep playing.
Mr. Speaker, the current NDP Liberal budget spending is the most outside of a crisis.
Shannon Stubbs.
It's driving runaway costs of living and rising inflation. Food is up 9.7% since last year, the biggest jump since the 80s. Mm-hmm. Gas is a record high, over $2 a litre across Canada. It's almost $3 in big cities like Vancouver and Montreal. It's hard in rural areas too. Since last year, fertilizer's up 44%, feed's up 8%, and farm fuel's up 32%. Why don't the Liberals care that Canadians are really struggling right now just to get by?
Yeah.
Well, Deputy Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, our government absolutely understands the challenges Canadians are facing today with the cost of living. But let me actually remind the member opposite of a statement.
Okay, so pause it there. So already, she didn't try to address it. She didn't say, she just said, I understand how things are hard for you right now. I understand. But it's not my fault. Let me point this back towards you. This isn't my fault. Why would the Conservatives or a member opposite say this? All right, so let's just continue.
During the private member statements just a moment ago, one of her colleagues pointed out that higher food prices today are being driven by Vladimir Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine. We have to remember who is responsible for the challenges that Canadians are facing.
Okay. Did you?
What the?
The first time I heard her say Vladimir Putin, I thought she was talking about someone else. I had to listen to it again. Can you believe that?
What? It's. I heard like Putin, and then I was like, oh, I didn't even know what she said. Hold on, I need to go back somehow. I need to listen to this because that's just
that Canadians
so
are facing.
At 104. At 104.
We have are being driven by Vladimir Putin's
every invasion is illegal.
Ukraine.
What is she saying? Vladimir Putin?
Why is she if she hates Vladimir Putin so much, why would you give any type of credibility to pronouncing his name right?
She's not.
Like if you had
it's Vladimir. If she's going to say it in a proper accent, it'd be more Vladimir. Not Vladimir or whatever she was saying there. She was like trying to say it French. Like I don't know what that was, but it definitely was not her trying to actually say his name properly because she fucked up.
No, she was trying to be. She was trying to be inclusive. She was trying to show respect. She was trying to be, I guess, diplomatic. In Vladimir, you mean Vladimir? No, no, my in Nazi Ukraine, we call him Vladimir. We call him Vladimir.
Yeah, Vladimir. No, it's Vladimir, you dumbass. Okay, Chrystia. I mean, really, like, what kind of a name? Vladimir? Oh, my God. You done fuck up.
So this is her response. So, Shannon, right? Yeah, Shannon. So Shannon says, hey, gas prices are going up. Food prices are going up. We're seeing prices skyrocket around the world. Oh, well, this is Vladimir's
Vladimir Putin's
photo.
fault.
Flood pants, French fries. It's his fault.
Flood pants, cheesy gravy fries.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
back in my hold on, let me try and talk like her. Back in my day, we how you say no wait, that sounds more Italian.
that was like, well, it kind of sounded French Russian.
I don't know what do Germans sound like. How did that? That's the only thing I know that Germans say is, well, not Nazi Schweinhund. I know that one. I know that.
Nazi
That's
song.
weird. That yeah, Nazi pig. I know that. Guten, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's so Shannon just simply asked, why is food going up? Why, like, okay, well, since Chrystia Freeland, Chrysler Freiberg, couldn't possibly give an answer. You know what? Let's look at Canada's M1 money supply. So this is the amount of money in Canadian circulation. Let's just look at that.
Hold on. I think Trudeau's like sausage is so far in her mouth that she's starting to talk just like him.
Oh, probably no. Well, he would have forced it in her mouth, if anything. Not consensual.
Are you kidding? She'd open wide. 100%.
Well, maybe they're like what's the, not like survivors, but like, like when people have a common goal and like just by circumstance they find each other, and hey, we back when we were oppressing those people in Ottawa, like, oh my God, you did such a good job, that made me so wet. There's nothing I love more than seeing a fascist, since that's my heritage. Like, you're just like my father and his father. If they weren't oppressing people, I need a strong fascist. I need a strong tyrant. Please, Justin, let me be your what the hell was that lady's name? Ava Braun? Let me be your Ava Braun of the 22nd century or 21st century.
I mean,
Ava Braun was Hitler's wife.
Yeah. Oh, 100%
right.
She would.
Okay, so let's look at 2020. So, our money supply was steadily increasing. Look what happened at 2020. Boom, shoots up. See that? Or how about this? So this is right from the Canadian government's own mouth. So at the time, the government of today confirmed that the minimum price of carbon pollution will increase by $15 per ton each year starting in 2023. So we now have more regulation and more costs associated with transportation. More cost. So that is okay. So you think, okay, if you think that is just that's just $15 once. Nope. That is the cost of importing goods. There is now a tax on that. There is a cost of getting those goods if they're not produced within Canada. Well, they have to come off the ship to a distribution center. Okay, well, There's a cost associated, an additional cost associated with that. There is now cost associated with those warehouses keeping this product, and there's an additional cost with that product having to be shipped out of those distribution centers, and finally getting them to your door. It's all incremental. Do you understand that?
No.
Like 1 cent increase somewhere could mean dollars to hundreds of dollars in another link down the chain. Okay, so carbon pricing, gas taxes have gone up, and it's weird. Our main supplier of gas, this is from the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers. Nearly 99% of our fuel or our petroleum products go to the United States. Everything that we produce, 17 refineries in Canada.
That's insane.
So we produce about 2 billion barrels, according to them, a day. That's or 2 million, sorry, not BMs. Now, Canada is currently the largest supplier of oil to the U.S. We are the largest supplier to the U.S. It's not from China, not from India, not from Russia. So she says the reason why everything's so expensive is because we sanctioned Russia and because of this war. Okay, well, what did you do? You sanctioned Russia. And I will say, I understand Ukraine exports a lot of grain. Absolutely, they do. I don't disagree with that. But Canada has masses of fields, masses of farms. Well, those farmers aren't allowed to keep last year's harvest. They have to throw it out. They either sell it, or if there's too much, they have to destroy it in order to keep prices artificially high. You can't keep the grain that you produce.
Which is crazy because you talk about, people trying to solve world hunger and stuff like that. Just saying.
Right? Yeah, you would think so. So, our government is saying, Quebec has just banned gas explorations in their province. They call themselves a state. So they banned any gas explorations there. But yet they take equalization payments from Alberta. So for anyone that doesn't understand, that is a wealth tax on Alberta because Alberta produces goods. Quebec exports fucking nothing. They don't do anything. So Alberta has to give Quebec money because Quebec sucks. That's what they have to do. So if you want to, okay, so gasoline isn't going away, fortunately or unfortunately. I'm on either side. I understand the importance. I would love to get off of it and actually into something that, is maybe less environmentally impactful, or at least something that's more efficient. But we don't talk about nuclear. That is one thing that really bothers me. Okay, so this is from the BBC. So Canada to ban imports of crude oil from Russia. Oh, that must be why, right? Like, we're really sticking it to Putin. Floppy pants.
Flood pants.
The hell did she call him?
Fries.
Right, that's it. Yeah. So unlike Europe, Canada's not heavily. Do you hear that? Unlike Europe, Canada is not heavily reliant on Russia's oil exports. So while Canada has imported very little amounts in recent years, this measure sends a powerful message. He's like, we really don't buy from this. Okay.
Oh my God.
This is the epitome of this leftist type of ideology. Oh, you need to, let's say if you, I don't know, a TV show that you watch. Or in his case, it'd be like Cuties, okay? So he says, I want more young children stripping in Cuties. Like, stop hiding. Give me, whip the tops off. Come on, it's 2022. We need to exploit children. And then let's say Netflix does it, goes like, well, you know what? Yeah, we do need some prepubescent children in here stripping. This Don't you think I'm crazy? Trust me, we got stuff coming. We got stuff coming.
God.
Do you want? No, I won't say it. Okay, so Netflix goes, you know what? It's the Prime Minister of Canada, the largest landmass in the world outside of Russia. But no one likes Russia. No one cares about Russia, I should say. Unless you're Europe, but you're solely dependent on Russia. I remember an orange man saying, "Hey, get off that Russian oil because things are going to go fucking sideways, and you're going to be in a bad position." A fucking orange man said that. Mr. Tanned Man himself said,
Mr. Carotene.
Europe, get off. And yeah. So we don't even buy oil from Russia. Or if we do, it's a very small amount. It's more like you know what? Yeah, we'll take a couple. We'll take a couple barrels off your hands. So he's saying it's a symbolic gesture. That's all that is. We produce our own oil and export most of it. So
I'm pretty sure Russia doesn't do that. I'm sure that they don't export all their oil and then import stuff for themselves.
Well, Canada does import natural gas. Excuse me. It was a hiccup burp. But we do import natural gas, and we're still a net exporter. We export more than we take in, and to a very large degree. So it's a symbolic gesture. Okay, what about from the Canadian Energy Centre? Analysts with Woods Mackenzie now forecast that global oil consumption will increase. It's not going down by nearly 7 million barrels per day. That is the world demand. 7 million barrels per day by 2030. And demand for liquid natural gas, which grew in 2020, even during the pandemic, is expected to nearly double to 700 million tons by the year 2040. So, fortunately or unfortunately, gas ain't going down, it's going up. The Canadian government is actually hurting our own economy by doing this, by saying, you know what, we're this proverbial gold rush, this black oil, give me that black gold. They're saying, no, we don't want to be a part of an economic boom and a economic stability, energy independence into the future. We are going to become solely dependent on other people. So what's one of the countries? Qatar, Saudi Arabia. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and they said that the U.S. So there's a genocide going on in Yemen. Weird. I've talked about it before. I've talked about it for a very long time. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody talks about the actual genocide going on in Yemen. And so this person had said, well, Trump in Yemen. And I said, Trump is the reason that Trump bombed Yemen.
Oh, okay.
And I said, how is that accurate? Well, he sold weapons to Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is bombing Yemen. So by proxy,
come on.
So the point that I had made was that would be like if I bought a Toyota. Say a Toyota. I don't buy Toyotas. I buy Dodge. I know. Let's say, okay, I bought a Dodge, and then I ended up shooting and killing people, or shooting. You can't shoot at a car. Not yet. And unless you're Twisted Metal, then you can. Get it. Come on, Dodge. You stick a Hellcat and everything. Let's get some. Come on. Let's get some guns on there. Come on. We're closing up on this whole Mad Max thing. We need guns on our cars.
Right. 100%.
Yeah. So I said that would be like going to Dodge, buying a vehicle, going and running a bunch of people over. Not like that never happened. It's not like in Waukesha that never happened. That didn't happen in Winnipeg. That didn't happen in Toronto. That didn't happen at all yesterday, even though we have footage of a vehicle doing that. That would be going to Dodge and saying, you ran over those people.
Right? 100%. I was thinking that too when you were like mentioning that. I'm like, dude, like you could literally blame anybody. You stab someone with a knife and well, it's whatever knife that is, it's their fault. They made the knife.
Yeah.
Again,
Ankles,
it's people not taking accountability for anything that they do. It's just the blame game. That's all it is.
Yeah. There's almost like a theme going on here. Accountability, personal responsibility. So Qatar, Saudi Arabia, there are several other places that are expanding. We had that video or the article a couple months ago about China is firing up more coal plants. India is producing some of the largest coal reserves in the world. So people are saying, hey, we are in need of energy. That is what war is going to be over. It's not going to be over food, even though we're already in a war. It's not going to be over food. It's going to be over the access to energy, whatever that is. Canada doesn't want to experiment, or not even experiment, use nuclear energy. Doesn't want to use fusion technology that France is now working with. They're getting really close to it, but they're not going to look at that. So that is one thing. So I guess with the section, so again, the idea of lack of accountability. I don't know where people can now go or say that, well, you know what? I really like those liberal policies pushing, that they push forward. Yeah, I love like that I'm literally spending double what I did on gas, nearly double what I did on food. My house is now costing more to heat. Everything has literally gone up, and it's Putin's fault.
Absolutely. It's definitely Flood Pants' fault.
The prices were going up before this whole war broke out.
Well, yeah, but it's just a good way to really quickly jack it up.
Oh, speaking of jacking off, did you see? So Ben Stiller, for some reason, went to Ukraine, and Kiev was apparently was safe. They had that U2 concert and all that crap, and
yeah, which makes
and
no
all the
sense.
celebrities. Yeah.
Yeah, but
U2,
if I were a music artist, I would definitely want to go to a country where there's an active war going off, because you know what? Every time you hit the drums and there's like bombs going off, it's like such amazing aesthetics. It's just so amazing.
These people have been through enough. U2, Sean Penn, fucking Prime Minister Justin, grab your woman's ass, Trudeau. How much more do these people need to endure?
Ben Stiller.
They're already getting bombed. And Ben Stiller. The funny thing is, I think while Ben Stiller was there, Kiev actually did start getting bombed. So
what was he
even Russia? Oh, I need to be important. Look at me. Look, people dying. Look at me. Look at what I'm doing.
Well, he hasn't been in a movie in a while, so he's trying to promote himself.
Exactly. Go back to your Hollywood Hills. Go find the tallest bedpost and fuck yourself with it. Shut up. Go away. What?
There's the image in my head that you just gave me is a little disturbing. The dreams I'm going to have tonight.
Go. You know what? Go find Samuel L. Jackson and let him be your daddy for a few nights. Because I know all you kid touchers out in Hollywood, I know that's all you want to do. If you're not sitting there virtue signaling and telling, cameras, look at me, those people are okay. Again, my separation is between the government and its citizens. I don't give a fuck about the government. I could not possibly care less. They're corrupt garbage politicians, and I've only served to enrich billionaires, millionaires. As the fuck's that idiot from Vermont? A millionaires, I'm billionaire. Fucking Bernie Sanders. That's it.
Oh,
A millionaires and billionaires. That's what he sounds like.
that was horrifying.
He's got like marbles. He has like marble mouth. But it's only, or I guess, hold on. Let me center it back around Canada. Jagmeet Singh. There, I just spoke like.
Oh my God. I didn't know. You know what? I think if they actually spoke like that, there would be a lot more dancing in the world. I would be like, yes, tell me more.
Well, but even he says, oh, millionaires and billionaires are getting rich. Oil producers, oil barons are making all this money. They're record high profits. I'm like, are you paying attention, or are you just intentionally fucking? Do you have that thing wrapped around too tight? Like, loosen it off. It's squeezing your brain. Something. You're either disingenuous, a lie, or a liar, and I don't know which one's worse. Like, you're intentionally stupid. It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, but he says the same thing. Well, weird. We just pulled up a bunch of information. Well, gas is going to be super important. Well, no, let's not. No. Canada, third world country, subservient to China? Absolutely. Okay. Ridiculous.
Agreed.
And it only gets more ridiculous. Okay, so there's now an inquiry in regards to how the RCMP was helping Justin Trudeau while this gunman in Nova Scotia rampaged around, killing people by their choice, or by this guy's choice.
Why would people be helping him? He wasn't even in the same province. So what does he have to do with anything?
What do you mean? So there was after this gunman was finally killed.
Okay.
After killing, you know what, the funny thing is, I've seen so many different reports. I've seen 16, 17, I've seen 22. I would assume 22 because I'm sure there were victims, like gunshot victims that didn't die, but eventually died later. So I'm going to go with 22, including this piece of shit gunman. So Justin, so to kind of refresh everyone's mind. So there was this gentleman, Wortman. I'm just going to use his last name because the guy's a piece of shit. Ran around Nova Scotia, rural Nova Scotia, and was just shooting people, just killing them. No rhyme or reason, police officers, teachers, kid. Like he's just bang, bang, bang.
You got to give a little bit more than that. Not only was he walking around or driving around shooting people, he had made himself a mock police vehicle. So the vehicle looked like a police car he was driving around in, and he actually was wearing police getup. So this guy, was walking around looking like an active police officer. So we'll set up that for you there.
Yeah, so he was acting. I shouldn't say acting, but he was portraying a police officer. Had guns. Had according. This is what I find so funny that the news was reporting. Oh, he was an outstanding citizen, as the same storyline, the same thing. I didn't know, even though he was posting stuff on Facebook about shooting people, he was such a good, upstanding citizen.
Well, he was
the police couldn't even seen it.
He was like what was that, an orthodontist or a dentist or some shit like that.
Yeah, he wasn't like some nobody. But okay, so let's read this a little bit. So that's hopefully that jolted your memory. He had a couple of guns with him, and this triggered that we need stricter gun laws. He immediately, as COVID started, what did Justin Trudeau do? Oh, well, we need to ban guns. We need to ban guns, and we said this almost one of our first episodes was the first thing they did. Well, we need to ban guns. Okay, so this is from the Toronto Sun. The RCMP has confirmed that the suspect did not have a firearms acquisition license. He didn't have a PAL. He'd had nothing saying that, oh yes, you are legally allowed to have weapons. But but stricter gun laws, right? We need stricter gun laws. The memo goes on to detail how Wortman had a Colt law enforcement carbine. A Colt law enforcement carbine. So he was intent. This was premeditated. He wanted to do this. Sourced from a gun shop in one of the most gun-restricted places in North America, California. So a California gun was purchased, smuggled into Canada. Twice illegal, but stricter gun laws. Into Canada, as well as 2 pistols smuggled in from Maine. 5 charges just on gun-related charges. Smuggle, illegal firearm. And not to include the fact that he wasn't actually able to purchase these. But the memo doesn't say how Wortman obtained it, since he would not have been allowed to legally buy it in Canada.
And it's not just because of what types of guns they were. He's literally like on a no buy gun list.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I said on the outset that they were saying he was an upstanding citizen, all this type of crap. No, he was actually quite known to police, but I'm kind of burying the lead a little bit. So let's continue. So the RCMP had been tipped off about Wortman and his illegal guns, his threats of violence against families and neighbors. They did nothing. The RCMP knew about this guy, knew he had illegal guns, and did nothing. A legal gun owner facing the kinds of accusations leveled against Wortman would have seen their home raided and firearms seized, but nothing was ever done about Wortman. Yeah, according to the community, he was why for you. Oh, but whatever. That's besides the point. So you see, you get a bit of a background. The RCMP knew about it. Was it RCMP commissioner? Was it Brenda Lucky? So let's skip the first video that I. No, you know what? Let's keep it in order. Okay, so we have this YouTube video of Justin Trudeau, and you watch just watch what's going on. Just watch how ridiculous this is.
Mr. Prime Minister, wanted to ask you, Conservative leader Andrew Scheer today accused you of being inflexible in your negotiations about the number of in-person sittings in Parliament. I was wondering if there's any room for a compromise, 2 sittings per week, for example, given that moving forward may be preferable to no
Okay, so we can just stop it at the end of her question.
Okay.
Wouldn't by that line of questioning, you would almost assume like they must have spent the past 25 minutes addressing what that government couldn't reach a consensus on how they should be working through Parliament, right? You would almost you might be stepping out on a ledge a little bit, right?
Yeah, but what does that have anything to do with the shooting?
There is question after question after question doing this same thing. Isn't that suspicious? Isn't that convenient?
Well, a little bit, especially considering that the blah, 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 blah. Holy brain man. Oh my God, I still can't spit it out. Spit it out, KJ. The article. Oh, thank you. Okay, the name of the article. PM Trudeau addresses, oh my God, Trudeau addresses Canadians on Nova Scotia mass shooting. Like that's the name of the flippin' video.
Yeah. But by those questions, why are you not asking? Is there any information regarding, say, that information that the RCMP had with regards to this person? Is there any information pertaining to how he acquired these weapons? How was he able to acquire a police badge, police uniform? How was he with the information that has come out with regards to him being known to the RC. Nothing. There was nothing.
So in the whole hour video, they didn't address it at all. Not even like a question where they're like, "So about this," and he's like, "No."
I made it to 30 something minutes. Oh, maybe later? No, yeah, because later on they switch. Yeah, at 47, they switched to something else.
What the hell?
But like I watched like 5 or 6 questions asking the same thing, and even Justin Trudeau had said, "I'm not interested in talking about that right now. We're talking about this." Well, this is blah 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 from Lie to You More News. Why can't the government agree on how to do parliament? And is it 2 days, 3 days, 5 days? Why is there so much up? He goes, the same thing. Well, we're trying to work through it. We're trying to find a thing that's responsible and reasonable, blah blah.
So was he actually trying to address it and just people kept deviating away from it?
It's so fucking weird. Like he would just, I'm not interested in talking about that. I'm just, giving out some information. Like I said, 30 something minutes. I didn't see one question. I'm like, what are they doing? What are you doing? All right, but so again, nothing. Like, though, I would ask, was there any information that the RCMP knew about this individual prior to the shooting taking place? Hello? How did he acquire the weapons? How was he able to get decals and badging for a police cruiser?
Right.
Any information with regards to that? What about the victims? Anything?
How come this wasn't a big red flag for his girlfriend that he was making a mock police vehicle? No one said or did anything.
Even in this, they were saying, "Oh well, he was an avid gun or car restorer. He liked to restore cars to like how police vehicles were, and then he'd sell them. Like it was a known thing that he did." RCMP had reports of this individual, but you dare use someone's pronouns online? Justin Trudeau himself will come there and he will molest you. He will touch you inappropriately, especially if you're a woman.
That's a reach.
He did it. He started it. Not my fault he likes to grope women. To be fair, I like to grope women too, but I normally ask.
Yeah.
I don't just give me mine.
Well,
These are my tits now. These are my tits.
When you come home, that's exactly what you sound like.
And I rip them off and I say, "See, they're mine."
Ow. Owie.
Okay, so in Parliament, the RCMP is now being questioned with regards to this. So we have this Twitter video. So Larry Brock, the same guy that was trying to question Chrystia Freeland about like, hey, what about the Emergencies Act? Well, actually, we sourced information and we were trying to things and we were doing stuff. Shut up. Okay, all right, just play the fucking video.
Oh my God. Okay.
Ms. Lucky, do you acknowledge and agree that the RCMP is independent of the federal government and is free to investigate without influence?
Yes.
Has the RCMP ever been influenced and or deterred by the federal government to investigate a criminal matter?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, so we're going to pause there. So to anybody who's just listening, there's some text that's written on the side here that they're going through as he's asking these questions. So it says, RCMP Commissioner Brenda Lukey, who is the one who's answering these questions right now, made a promise to the Public Safety Minister, Bill Blair, and the Prime Minister's office to leverage the mass murders of April 18th and 19th, 2020 to get gun control laws passed.
Do you hear how psychotic that is?
It's disgusting.
So this is the commissioner of the RCMP. They had information about this guy. He was known to the police. But instead of actually addressing the problem, stopping illegal guns, which Justin Trudeau so vehemently wants to do, let me correct that, wants to stop Canadians from having guns. So instead of actually addressing this problem, what did they do? They used dead bodies as leverage for gun control. Never let a crisis go to waste. That is what they did here. Instead of solving the issue, they went after people in coots and said that there were guns there. That's what our finest men and women in law enforcement did. They said there were guns there. There were illegal weapons there. Same thing. You knew of this person. You knew that this person was threatening people. You knew he didn't have a PAL or he didn't have an FAC. Legally obtaining guns. You knew that there were reports that he had obtained weapons illegally, and you did nothing. And then said, "Don't worry, PM, I got you. We'll use those dead bodies on this side of the fulcrum so that we can get those gun laws passed for you."
Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
Is the RCMP free from any influence or direction by the federal government to lay a criminal charge?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to pause there. So the writing on the side of this one, it says, a week after the murders, Lukey pressured RCMP in Nova Scotia to revise details of the weapons used by the killer. Oh, yes. The weapons used by the killer. But RCMP commanders in Nova Scotia refused to release such details, saying doing so would threaten their investigation into the murders.
All right, let's continue.
If the subject matter of an investigation is the Prime Minister himself, are you concerned about any government interference or reprisal?
No.
And are you still
Okay. So for that one there, a commissioner said she had promised the Minister of Public Safety and the Prime Minister's office and the RCMP we would release this information.
And so I'll continue a little bit here. So I tried to explain there was no intent to disrespect anyone. However, we could not release the information at this time. The commissioner said that we didn't understand this was tied to pending gun control legislation that would make officers and the public safer. She was very upset. And at one point, Deputy Commissioner Brian Brennan tried to get things calmed down, but that had little effect. Some in the room were reduced to tears and emotion over the belittling reprimand. So she went in and said, "Hey, we need this. We need this type of stuff going on." Oh, okay. Let's continue.
You still maintaining solicitor and client privilege? Are you willing to waive that?
Well, I'm also bound by cabinet confidence as well.
You're not part of the cabinet.
Okay, so I'm going to pause there. So the highlighted part on this part here.
Okay, so the commissioner releases a body count that we, in communications, don't even have. She went out and hid that. It was all political pressure. That is 100% Minister Blair and the Prime Minister. And we have a commissioner that does not push back. So Minister Blair and the Prime Minister's office pressured her to make sure that this information was released.
See, that's what kept messing me up, because it says went out and did that, not hid it.
But no, so the RCMP in Nova Scotia were saying, "Hey, no, don't release this information. It could compromise our investigation."
Yeah.
And she goes, "No, release it. We have gun control to push. These bodies are only going to stay intact for so long. We have to get them on the board."
Oh my God.
Disgusting.
Yep.
All right, let's continue.
You're not part of that confidence.
No, but I am when I provide them information in cabinet.
You're not part of cabinet. You're not an elected official.
Unbelievable.
I like that. You're not part of cabinet. You're not an elected official. So, and then the highlighted part on this one says Prime Minister Justin Trudeau used the mass shooting in Nova Scotia to advance his political goals and interfered in an active police investigation to do it. They're going to
Unbelievable. Unfucking real.
Agreed.
So why are you hiding behind cabinet confidentiality? Why do you feel you are bound by cabinet confidentiality as an unelected official?
When I'm providing information within cabinet, I'm bound by the rules of cabinet.
I'm going to pause there and just back it up a little bit. I wanted to wait to hear her response before I paused it, and then it jumped. So it says that the evidence, including interviews with senior RCMP officers and officials, including handwritten notes, are enough to call for Trudeau and the RCMP Commissioner Brenda Lukey to resign.
Within cabinet, I'm bound by the rules of cabinet.
Are you part of the Liberal government, Miss Lucky?
Not at all.
So I'm pausing there too. After he asked if she was part of the Liberal government, she said no. So the highlighted part there says this latest report, though, has given us a window into the links that Trudeau or Blair and Lukey were willing to use the massacre for their own political agenda. It should be noted that Blair has denied any pressure was exerted. All right. But I don't believe him, and neither should you, obviously.
Are you a donor to the Liberal Party?
No.
You sure about that?
Are you a donor? No. Are you sure?
Are you still citing cabinet confidentiality?
Yes.
Ooh, and she is still citing cabinet confidentiality. Huh. Well, isn't that interesting?
You know, this guy is just, he's just hammering these points. You see more and more. Okay. It seems really interesting that Justin Trudeau loves to pressure women to doing things that ethically they should not be doing. What the the hell was that guy's name? The finance minister before Nazi Freeland came in. He took the fall because Justin Trudeau was taking gifts, taking bribes, all this type of stuff. He took the fall for him. He had to pressure Justice Raybould, or they're not Justice, the Governor General. Pressured her in, hey, this SNC Lavalin thing, excuse me, I have money to make here. Get out of my way. You're going to drop that investigation. And she says, no. Well, I'm sorry. You're asking too many questions. Get out of here. All right, RCMP Commissioner. Divulge all this information to compromise an investigation.
Yeah.
We have gun control to push.
Which makes no sense. You think that to be honest, that the investigation would be much more important at this time than pushing your gun agenda. The gun agenda can wait a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unreal. Okay, so let's another thing that they use the same type of rhetoric in order to suppress to pass the Emergencies Act in order to stop peaceful protesters. And they just hid. They just said, I have no statement, or they'd make up some flamboyant emptiness that just blah 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 blah. Oh yeah. We were, the information that we were given that we needed to support our law enforcement. Well, but the law enforcement said we don't need we don't need those resources. Well, but I thought that's what I heard. So I'm going to operate that. I thought I heard them say, even though when asked, they said no, we don't. I thought they said yes, we do. We do need that.
Yes, we do. All right. Well, thank you everybody for taking the time out again to listen to some things that we had to say. This was part 2 of our very messed up things going on in the world today. So I hope everybody had a fantastic Monday and are having a really great Tuesday. Don't forget to leave your comments, like, subscribe, and share us with the world. Catch us out in all the places listed in the description box below, and all our receipts are listed there too. Have a great week or great weekend. I wish. See, my mind's on Friday. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.